It's the JT Cho Show!
Oh, wait. The camera's broke.
What do you mean?
That's not the camera.
Oh, I'm not like that right this second. I'm close to that.
All right. Here, let's... Because I was like, dude, I'm not on the camera. Where am I? I am not.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel.
It's been a long time for the JT Show.
It's been so long.
It's episode 187.
187.
You know, it's not like we intended to take a long break, but our good, dear old friend Gary came to visit
He did.
from Turkey.
So we had to take some time off. Little vacation from the pod.
His apartment was the downstairs studio,
Yeah, and it would be weird if he was just sitting over there on the couch while we were...
and we did invite him to come on, but Gary's very shy Gary.
Yeah, he's not a streamer boy. He's not a pod boy.
Real not podcast Gary.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
and that's all right. It's
Yeah.
not for everybody.
no. So we had a good time with Gary, played some VR golf. We'll get into everything. Who's your birthday?
My birthday is Patricia Richardson. Do you know who she is?
Not at the top of my head.
She was the wife on Home Improvement.
Oh, man.
She is 74 years old today. And quick trivia question: what was her name on the show?
Jill.
It was Jill.
Yeah.
Jill Taylor.
I'm on season 2.5 right now.
Are you? I've watched it through like twice because I leave it on while I sleep.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's her birthday today. She's from Bethesda, Maryland, and she's 74 years old.
That's cool.
Crazy.
Yeah, she also had a guest spot on Last Man Standing.
Yep.
Which
I saw she was on some podcast the other day talking about, I guess her and Tim Allen have some beef. She didn't get into like the details of it, but that's like the whole reason they never did a reboot season or reboot episode. They talked about it when Full House did their reboot thing, because I didn't even realize that the Full House reboot, Fuller House, went on for like 5 seasons.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought it was like a one and done thing,
No.
but like they did 5 fucking seasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they talked about doing it, but I guess the one kid, the middle child that they had, the like teenage heartthrob kid, that was their child.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah, he doesn't act anymore.
Right.
Doesn't give a shit to act anymore. And he was in a bunch of movies when I was a child. Tuck? What was the name of that?
Huckleberry Finn.
It was like Tuck Finn was the name of it or something.
I think he was Huckleberry Finn.
Was it called Huckleberry Finn?
Pretty sure.
What am I getting Tuck from? Tucker? Did he have like a Tucker movie?
We're looking up Jonathan Taylor Thomas movies.
Yeah.
He did act in. He was also in.
Oh, Tom and Huck was the name of the movie that
yeah.
I'm remembering.
Yeah. He was also. He also was a guest person in Tim Allen's Last Man Standing.
I love that.
Their oldest boy, Brad, in the show, he got like into some legal trouble.
Oh, wow. Talk about a glow down.
What's that?
He just doesn't look all that great anymore.
I mean, he looks the same.
No, he didn't. He was a fucking teenage heartthrob. This fucking kid?
Yeah, I mean, he looked like that a few years back. He might have gained a few pounds.
This was 25.
Yeah, he's 42.
He just looks older. I guess. I don't know. I guess I just expect everybody to age like John Stamos.
No, I mean, the kid that used to play Jake off of 2.5 Men, he's just like...
Oh, yeah, he just looks like a bro.
Yeah.
He looks like someone we play D&D with.
Walk Across Egypt? Yeah, I'm never going to watch that movie.
No.
He has the voice of Simba in Lion King.
Yep, I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Mine's Emily Blunt.
Love that.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt.
Emily
What
Blunt.
are we sipping on today?
This is hard Baja Blast.
Ball. It's fantastic.
It's not bad.
It's fantastic. It's mildly dangerous.
Tastes just like a pop.
It does. It
Yeah.
tastes like a Baja Blast.
Yeah.
It's fucking dangerous. We used to do that when they first came out with the Baja Blast freezes. We used to dump a bunch of fucking Captain Morgan into it, a bunch of rum.
I don't like Captain Morgan anymore.
It was the I don't like the dark Captain Morgan. I use the white rum.
Yeah, white rum's okay.
White rum is better. I drank a lot of too much Captain Morgan in our what were my college days.
Same.
Um,
It was so cheap.
it was just always at every party I went to
It was a
because
handle.
fucking Loans punk ass always drank Captain Morgan.
Can't
Captain
stand
Jack.
Can't stand it.
Yeah, it's not great.
Hurts my tummy.
It's not great.
What do you want to start out with?
I mean, I got a couple of weird things.
Yeah.
You remember when you were a kid and all the dog shit would turn white?
No.
You don't remember that?
No.
So I was watching.
Oh yeah, white dog poop. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was watching Will Ferrell's movie, Step Brothers, and he's like, I got a belly full of white dog shit right now, and you're dropping that shit on me?
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and I was like, I pick up poop all the time. Sometimes I leave it for a while. It does not turn white anymore. So the reason why it doesn't turn white anymore is because they used to chalk that motherfucker full, like the OG dog food from like the 70s, 80s, 90s, used to be like 80% bone meal.
Wow.
So it was basically concrete.
Wow.
Because you can make like a concrete out of ground up bone or whatever. And so when they would shit it out, there'd be no nutrients left in it other than the bone meal, and it would fucking crust up and turn white.
Wow.
So yeah, it was like really shitty dog food back in the day, and that's why dogs live a lot longer nowadays. Because when I was in the 90s, there was like barely any dogs that lived to be fucking 16, 17 years old. Like
Right.
it was about a 10-year span. And they're
Like the
fucked
dogs
out.
that lived a long time, they didn't eat regular dog food. They ate like
They ate like, ground chicken meat and beef and
rice.
Rice,
and
yeah,
eggs and
exactly.
shit that's good for the dogs.
Yeah, your
Like
fucking
if I was ever fuck you, Rich Money,
Uncle Jim had a dog and he just worked construction. He's feeding that motherfucker kibble.
I'd have a dog fridge about
What's that? What's that old Roy? The dog food brand.
Yeah.
It's got like the red fucking the
Red
Ridgeback
Lab.
or whatever the fuck it was on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, like if I was rich, like fuck you money, I'd have a fridge the size of my mini, all for dog food, and it'd be the.
Oh
shit
yeah,
that
you'd have one
fresh
of those
shit.
like deep freezers.
Yeah, and it'd just be all the shit that like you just.
Yeah, you thaw out like a week's worth of food and throw it in the fridge, and
Yeah.
whenever the dog's hungry, they get some nice mushy raw meat,
Yeah, some meat,
fucking
eggs,
rice,
vegetables.
veggies.
Yeah, but for now,
Maybe throw in a couple of chicken feet every now and then. And like, that's another crazy thing that I learned from my mom. Chicken feet are fantastic for dogs. And it's like $3 for like a giant family pack of them. And I guess people use them to make like chicken stock and shit, which just sounds fucking disgusting. Like if I'm ever making a chicken stock,
because
I
like they
guarantee
treated
you.
it for a dog treat, not like for people to consume.
Well, that's why they sell them in grocery stores.
Oh
next to all
no,
the meat.
I
like
thought you meant like the
no,
ones
like-
you can
like
buy from the pet stores.
legit chicken feet that are like in the frozen
Yeah.
section of like the meats, and it's
Yeah.
just like a fucking family sized thing of
I
chicken
thought you were
feet.
talking about like the hard claw things that they sell.
No, like
Yeah.
actual chicken feet.
Okay.
And they sell those. You can get a giant family sized thing of them for like $3,
Okay.
and you throw them in your freezer, and they make great dog treats. Dogs go fucking ham over them. I didn't know that. My mom gave one to Lola. I was like, "The fuck was that?" She's like, "It's chicken foot." And I was like, "What the fuck?" She goes, "Yeah, it's good for them. It's got a lot of calcium and protein in it." And then I googled it, and they're great for dogs. But I had to Google it because I was like, "Dude, chicken bone's not cool." And that's when I learned that cooked chicken bone's not cool because it splinters.
Yeah.
But raw chicken bone, totally okay for dogs because they bite them up. It doesn't splinter. It goes into chunks. Didn't know that.
I'm so fucking baffled.
Isn't that crazy?
That's so.
Chicken bone's totally fine for dogs as long as it's not cooked. When it's cooked, when you snap a cooked chicken bone, it fucking splinters out, and that's what fucks them up. It's
Yeah.
not the chicken bone
It cuts
itself.
it-
It's
yeah.
it's
Sharp.
Yeah, it's sharp. But when you don't cook them, you fucking snap them. They break clean,
Yeah.
and they're just like little chunks of bone.
I'm ready now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we started buying. We got them in our freezer right now. So we got a bunch of chicken feet in the freezer. But my dogs are terrible dogs, so they don't get a whole lot of them.
They eat them?
Oh, they love them. Moose tries to swallow them whole.
I don't want to introduce my dogs.
They're a real cheap treat.
Right.
Real cheap treat. You don't. I mean, you give them like one a day. You get like 50 of them, one of those packs. So it like lasts you a whole month.
Do they eat them frozen or raw?
Frozen.
Frozen. Wow.
You can do both, but
Uh-huh.
frozen gives a little less time to, or a little more time chewing on it.
Yeah.
I would assume, but
Wild.
yeah, crazy. Little chicken feet. Just
Yeah.
toss them to them and fucking.
I'll watch another dog do it first.
Yeah, that's what I did. Unfortunately, I came down as she handed it to Lola. I was like, what the fuck? Lola didn't know what she was doing with it, though, so she kind of put it on the floor and like licked it a little bit. And then her dog, she tossed it to her dog and it went, and just swallowed it whole. I was like, the fuck? She goes, yeah, they're fine. They digest.
It's wild.
Yeah, crazy. Chicken feet are good for dogs.
Yeah.
That wasn't even written down.
This is the type of content that 187 episodes deep that we bring you here on the JP Show.
Yeah, chicken feet. Chicken bone, fine for dogs, as long as it's not cooked. I do have a monkey fact. And I can't remember, I've heard this somewhere, but I can't remember if you brought it up to the pod or if I said it way back in the day, like 80 episodes ago or something. But there's a baboon named Jack in South Africa. And from 1881 to 1890 when he died, he managed a railway, like railway signals for like a major hub in South Africa. And this says officials examined his skills in using levers and reacting to train whistles, so they employed him with a wage, like whatever their minimum wage was, and a supply of beer. And he didn't make a single mistake in 9 years. So they just had
A monkey.
a monkey just cracking levers at this big like hub.
Here
for
comes
trains.
the trains.
Yeah, so they would do a certain whistle, and if they needed the tracks switched over, the monkey would run out there, fucking yank the thing back, and then run back to his little thing.
We gotta put him down.
Yeah, one day he just died.
Oh,
He just got old.
yeah.
Just became an old monkey.
I made a terrible mistake.
No, didn't make a single mistake in 9 years.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in 9 years, but the 10th year.
Yeah, well, he was like an elderly monkey when they got a hold of him.
Right.
And I don't know who the fuck taught him how to work the levers, but they taught him how to work the lever. They'd give him a beer, and he'd drink the fucking beer, and they'd pay him money, and they'd use the money to buy him fucking food and shit, and he just lived in the fucking railway shack.
That'd be the wildest shit.
Could you imagine you're just on an Amtrak, and you're like going up to a hub?
You're catching the midnight train, and you want to see something crazy, and you're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And you're like, "I'm a janitor here. Watch this." And then they hear the train with. You're like, "Watch what?" You'll hear the whistle, and then a fucking monkey just comes fucking
Babooning out of the fucking shack.
And be like, "Dude, I almost feel safe on an airline today."
Dude, you didn't make a single mistake.
Allegedly,
100% batting average.
allegedly, the pilot of the one that was inverted.
Yeah.
It was a TikToker that was like all female crew flying today's plane. It's like not that specific one, but like shared content. And like, don't you love when your whole flight crew's all females, including the pilots, and like doing like
Several minutes later. That'd be awful. That's not a thing.
allegedly?
That
mind
can't
you.
be a thing. That'd be crazy. If it was a thing, get him out.
Shouldn't be crashing airplanes no matter who you are.
Dude, if it was Denzel, it would have been fine.
Yeah, it would have been Denzel, Tom Hanks, or Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
It would have been fun.
Or Captain Sully, which, he's two of those kind of.
Yeah, technically.
Technically, he's a couple of those guys.
Technically.
I did see something that was really fucking cool the other day. So you know how we got those Pokemon games?
Yes.
So someone leaked, someone with Nintendo leaked that they're working on a new Pokemon game. It's supposed to be released soon, which I would imagine would be like before the holiday season this year. It's going to be called Pokemon Classic. And it's going to be the same play style as like Soul Silver, Heart Gold. Those ones were where you play through multiple regions. And it's going to be the first 3 regions. That's it.
I'm buying it.
That's what I'm saying. So I already came up with a game plan. I want my Charmander, my shiny one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get the game, start off however the fuck I want to start off, trade that Charmander to my game once I get the ability to do that. And then if you want, you can pay me whatever the trade-in value for my game is. And you can trade me whatever Pokemon you want for your new one. Like whatever it is for like your Mew or like whatever the fuck you want.
Oh, you're not going to hang on to it?
I'm not going to hang on to the old one. There's no point. I'm going to have a new Pokemon Classic game that's got all the Pokemon I love in it.
We bought the physical copies, didn't we?
Yeah. So I was just gonna trade it into the fucking GameStop because I still have my fucking hard case for it.
I mean, I might not trade mine in just in case there's like a mechanic that's like, hey, if you go back in this game and do this.
Well, if that's the case, then I'll just trade you my Charizard onto yours.
Yeah.
Onto your Violet or Scarlet, whichever one I gave you.
Yeah.
And I'll trade mine in and get the value for it onto the new game. And then
I'll
I'll
probably just hang on to mine
Okay, well, if that's the
Yeah.
case, that's fine. But I definitely want my shiny Charmander
to be your main guy.
to be my main guy in the new playthrough.
Yeah.
Because
Why not?
that'd be perfect.
I'm going to go with Big Man Blastoise.
Honestly, I might go with Venusaur
Oh, yeah, that's a smart choice.
because I'm going to have the Charmander anyway.
Yeah.
So, like...
And then,
And
unfortunately...
then for, like, my water type, obviously, I got to go with Gyarados or Lapras. 'cause
Unfortunately, you're going to have to... what is it?
I might trade over that shiny Ditto,
You got to
too,
make an HM bitch.
which might be the shiny Ditto. I'm not going to use him for anything else.
Yeah. You just
Yeah.
have a guy who has every move.
He'll be like level 80 at the end of
Yeah,
it, but
H-
he knows like cut and strength
Surf.
and surf and just all the dumb shit.
I saw in Pokemon Yellow, I got to look it up. It's the theory of how you get a Mew. What up, Sizzle? I saw some comments. I didn't know who it was. I can't.
Oh,
see
like the OG
Mew.
Pokemon Yellow?
that. OG Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah.
I have. And then where to allegedly find Mew in it.
Yeah, it's like a glitch because he was like,
Yeah. So I have that game. It's in the third city, so it's like, an hour and a half of playthrough.
yeah, Cerulean.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
as soon as I get that, I'm gonna try to catch Mew in that game.
That's a
and
good
then,
idea.
And then I'm like, then I
See
gotta,
if you can trade him all the way up.
then I can send it in for like $25, and someone will trade them all the way up for you.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember I looked into that. So, you know the reason why he's in there? Mew?
No.
So there was a game developer. Initially, Mew was supposed to be like a main character in that game.
Mhm.
And like he was going to be the legendary at the end of that game that you go catch. So they had him coded into the game, and then right before the release, the bigwigs at Nintendo were like, "Nah, not going to put him in there." But they already coded him, and they worked really hard on it. So one of the developers snuck him into the code, like through the back door,
Mhm.
and then made a way to trigger him. But the way to trigger him is you got to like break the game or
You gotta
whatever.
trick the game into
Yeah.
thinking you're trying to do something that can't be done.
Yeah, exactly. You trick the game, and it's basically what it is. You get like an escape rope, and you activate a fight with a specific guy that's like away from you. So he like does the little exclamation point thing, and right before he walks over to you, you pause the game, use the escape rope to go back to whatever thing you were, and then when you walk back up that fucking walkway at the end of it, it's just like an instant battle with Mew, and he's like level 5.
There's another one too. I don't know if this is the one that I saw. You go to where you get on that boat.
That's
So-
fake.
Oh, that one's fake. Okay, cool. So
I knew about that one when I was a child.
I never knew that one, so I
Yeah,
saw that.
the SSN or whatever it was.
Yeah.
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 That one's a fake one, and he's supposed to be like following the boat or something.
something.
Yeah, that one's fake. But he is in the game, and that's also the same way. If you do that in a different town, there's a way to get. It's like a monstrous Pokemon. It's just like a glitch in the game. It's called like a Pixel Man or something, or Pixelmon, or there's a specific name for it. But he breaks the game entirely, and the art for him is just like broken pixels.
Mm-hmm.
And you fight him, and he's super strong, so he's got maxed out stats. But if you use the Master Ball on him, and he just like he beats everything because he's just like a broken entity. He's like not even a real Pokemon. It's just like a glitch in the game for a dumbass strong Pokemon. I think it was supposed to be something else, but they coded that into the game. And it's you get him the same way you get Mew. You just activate a fight in the ghost town with the tower.
Cerulean City.
Is that Cerulean?
Mm-hmm.
I thought
Saffron
Saffron.
Sapphire City.
Saffron.
Saffron City. Yeah.
Yeah, because Cerulean's where Misty's at.
Yeah. Saffron City.
But yeah. Anyways, Pokemon Classic, first 3 gens. That's like my wheelhouse. That's all of my Pokemon
Hopefully it
knowledge.
plays like the last game played.
I think it's going to play very similarly to Pokemon Silver. Do you ever play Silver?
Yeah, Silver and
So you
Gold
go
are
through, you go through like Johto, and then you can go through Kanto.
Mhm.
And I was talking to Trav about it, and I hope they make it to where like the leveling is like legit. So like early reports are that you can pick whatever region you want to start in, and then you work your way back or work your way through. Like there's like a weave that you can do, and you pick one side, and then you can't go to the other side yet. So what I'm hoping is if you start in like the Kanto region, you go through and you fight Brock, and Brock's Pokemon are like level 6.
Yeah, but then you go to the
7.
next. And
You go to the next one, and the first gym leader, their Pokemon are like level 30.
Yeah.
So like you can get all 8 gym badges before you reach like level 40.
Yeah.
And then the next set will be that next 20 levels, and the next set will be that next 20 levels, and then when you get to the Elite Four, they'll be like the monster Pokemon, like level 90s. And then hopefully they put in like an Ash at the end of it, like how Red was. Hopefully they put an Ash at the end of it, like a secret final boss where you go meet him at the top of Mount
If you catch
Red.
all of them and
or
you go
Mount
back to
Silver.
Clipper or Oak, then you're like, hey, you can go fight the.
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
go
you
fight-
think you're the champion?
You can go fight.
Bet.
You can go fight Red.
Yeah. Have fun with his level 96 Pikachu.
Level 99 at this point.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like-
Exactly. You might as well have them all maxed out, and he'll be just like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, I've been
But you
watching-
should make him. I think they should make him have like all of the Pokemon he's ever caught. So give him like his Arceus. Give him his.
There's a.
Give him the Mewtwo. Give him the like any Pokemon. Like give him his crazy Charizard that's way bigger than any other Charizard. You know.
There's a Pokemon game that kind of fights like Stadium that's on the internet that you can play, where you can pick any Pokemon from any period, and basically, like you can pick literally any Pokemon from any generation, any evolution, and you pick your starting 6 and you just fight people online. And some people like they'll do combos. Some people just pick all the legendaries, but this dude will just pick like the worst Pokemon and like maybe one half stud, and they'll be like, "What are you trying to do?" And he'll just be like, "Okay, I have 2 mirror reflections. This guy no substitute," and then nobody will touch his Pokemon for the rest of the game. And that's when I watch it, I'm like, holy shit, dude. There's some people that know Pokemon so fucking well that like because it stacks the triggers correctly. So when you use like Sandstorm, it'll show on their Pokemon the minus 0.5 accuracy, the minus 0.5 speed.
Yeah.
So anytime a trigger happens, it does the math and it has it on the screen for you, so you can
that's
know
cool.
all the boosts that all the Pokemon are getting. So he'll use stacked moves to be like, oh, this dude's getting +4 special move now, and just fucking KOing people one shot after the other just because he stacked them up correctly.
I've seen people do that in like tournaments. Because obviously there's all these Pokemon tournaments
Yeah.
that go on for those games, and there's a moveset that's like banned,
Yeah.
and it's some shitty little like shell Pokemon. I don't remember which one it is, but like basically what it does is you put a Pokemon out and you use a buff, and you make like the terrain you make it like you use Sunny Day or whatever, and then you switch that Pokemon out and you put another Pokemon in and you use Leech Seed. Switch that Pokemon out, put this little shell guy in, and the Sunny Day makes it to where he always attacks first.
Damn.
And then you use whatever the move was, some shitty move. It's not Swift, but it's like another one that only does like 10 damage. But it makes it to where with the Sunny Day and the Leech Seed, it makes it to where every time you use that move on that other Pokemon, they flinch.
Oh.
So they just can't attack.
Damn.
And then it doesn't matter if they send in another Pokemon because Leech Seed is still out there, Sunny Day is still out there, and then you just tick down your opponent little by little by little by little. But yeah, that moveset's like completely banned in all tournaments because it's just like a glitch in the game.
Yeah.
If I had known about that as a child, I would have fucking rolled through that game.
Yeah.
And that little bullshit shell Pokemon would have been like level 80
Yeah.
by the time I got through like the first day gym.
It's gonna be crazy too. Like, what if they're like, all right, hey man, you'll be able to use your Pokemon that you caught in the first region up to level this. So any of your Pokemon that are like over the level, you just have to sit back and wait.
I hope it's
pretty crazy.
somewhat like, because Pokemon Yellow, did you ever do a full playthrough of Yellow? So there's there's certain like scenes where you can go off, you get a Bulbasaur, you get a Squirtle,
Yeah.
you get a Charmander. I hope it's like that, but you can only pick one for each generation. So like if you pick a Charmander for your first gen, for the second one you can either get like a Mudkip or a Chikorita.
But you just build an all fire team and say fuck
or whatever. But like if you pick, like say you pick Charmander first,
yeah, then you can't pick the
then you
fire
go
or the
through.
other
No,
dude's
then you
fire.
go through, and if you pick like the Typhlosion for the second gen or whatever, then you can't get the Chikorita or the Mudkip or whatever the fuck the other ones were for Alligator. Then you just can't get the other ones of those gen. So I hope it gives you the ability to get one of the starters for each one of the gens, but then it like locks out the other cutscenes for those ones.
Watch it let you pick any of the 9 starters no matter what region you start in.
That'd be badass too. I'm still going to Charmander.
Yeah, of course.
But if that's the case, if that is the case, where it's like you get one of these 9 and I already have my shiny Charmander, I think I'm going to go with the Fraligator because that thing's just badass and that'd be a dope water Pokemon to have. I don't know what I'm going to go for like my Leaf Pokemon. I don't know. Bulbasaur might be the fucking move. Bulbasaur might be the fucking move.
A lot of HP.
A lot of HP, Solar Beams, kick ass. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll cross that road when I get there.
Yeah.
I'll have to see what the game's like first.
Speaking of games, Avowed, the game that just came out on Game Pass, tanking, had one of the worst releases on Steam for a new game.
What's it called?
Avowed.
What's it about?
It's like they had a preview of it of like you either beating your opponents with magic or fighting, and people have been putting the side by side comparison to a game released in 2025 to Skyrim, and the water effects are better in Skyrim. There's no fish in these waters for this brand new games. Like you go underwater, there's no fish whatsoever, but there's different fish that you can swim and technically catch in Skyrim.
Yeah, if you're swimming in the water, you catch like salmon and trout.
If you kill an NPC, like if you go to attack them and it'll have an animation, and then the city reacts in this game, you can just fire missiles and nobody reacts to anything. There's NPCs having conversations and not saying anything, just doing nothing. And so basically, it didn't even peak at a game that started off almost just as bad, and there's more people on this other game than Avowed, but Avowed's just tanking right now. It's this game that was like supposed to be like super sick. It's on the Xbox Game Pass, just released, and it's just...
There is a game on Game Pass that I want us to play because it looks like a good fucking time. Lonely Mountain Snow Riders.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I've seen people play it, and it looks fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
and it's on Game Pass.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I looked it up, and it is on Xbox Game Pass. It's also on cloud gaming, so we don't even have to download it.
That's sick.
We can just fucking play it.
That sounds
so. I think we should try that out tonight.
Definitely.
'Cause that'd be a good one.
I know John at 4:00.
And it looks like you can play with up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on the same mountain.
I know John at 4:00 wants to play some Fort, new season.
Okay, well, we'll knock this out before we play some Fort then.
They have a new glider in Fortnite.
No.
It's Megumi's Shadow Dog.
Oh, that's cool.
And he just like the Ninetales, you just ride him and he just runs into the map. So that's cool. That's pretty hard. Also, allegedly Steve Smith, the Raven, the ex-Raven, who is
a little short wide receiver guy.
Yeah, he is allegedly the husband of the wife he had an affair with. Like, he showed the text messages, and the text messages were being like, I'm glad you like that. Getting real, just having just like the worst kind of conversation with this man's wife. And he called him, he's like, why are you fucking my wife? And he was like, I'm sorry, bro. And like released that conversation like on the internet, and it's fucking going crazy right now.
That's hilarious.
So, but yeah, and he tweeted like all the media, including Antonio Brown. So like the funniest shit. All these allegations right now for Steve Smith are hilarious, but the phone calls what
That's
killed
funny.
me.
Steve Smith was a fucking dog, dude.
Yeah.
He was like Wes Welker with speed and strength.
Yeah, apparently with a Ravens employee. So.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be something that I would be scared of if I was an employee of a football team and like not making a shit ton of money, obviously, like just an employee, like
you
maybe
make like $80,000 a year.
Yeah, 80 to 120 a year.
Athletes are walking around
that are way better looking and way better shape,
younger,
way more money, younger,
coming in.
That would be scary.
Hey, I just signed a rookie max.
Yeah, you'd have to really trust your girl. I don't know. I probably would have gotten my first divorce a lot fucking sooner. To be real.
Hey, we work for the Ravens, and I'm like, oh.
I lost my first wife to a random fucking airman. Imagine what she would have done if there were football players around. Nice. What else do I got? Oh, speaking of football, Cam Newton thinks he's a Hall of Famer.
Wow.
He was on some podcast before they released the people that were going in the Hall of Fame, and he said if Eli Manning gets a gold jacket before he does, he deserves 2.
Should have dove on a ball.
Eli Manning's got 2 Super Bowl rings, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any all-time stats. You don't even have the quarterback rushing record anymore. Lamar's mapped that.
You're good for about 5 to 7 years.
He was amazing for 3 years.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
He was the fucking man, that Superman thing that was sick. It was dope. He
Yeah.
was amazing in college. He won a Heisman. Now, College Football Hall of Fame, sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Yeah,
won a
right.
Heisman, won a Natty, right? Auburn
Yeah.
won a Natty with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Great story. Started playing in JUCO and then worked his way up to playing D1. Like, fantastic fucking story.
Yeah.
NFL-wise, you don't hold a single all-time record. You don't even hold the all-time rushing record anymore. Lamar crushed that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have a leg. You don't have a Super Bowl. You have 1 MVP.
Yeah, and one NFC championship.
Yeah, that doesn't get you into the Hall of Fame.
No.
1 MVP and an NFC championship does not get you in there.
Yeah.
Doesn't do it.
No.
Eli is way more deserving.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the fucking Ironman record. He beat out Brett Favre for most games started consecutively.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 2 rings, beat Tom Brady twice. I think that alone gets you
2
in there.
Super Bowls and who they were against.
I think me and Earl talked about it last time during the Super Bowl. 2 Super Bowls gets you into the Hall of Fame as a quarterback.
Yeah, but especially like just
Yeah,
that's
like because
added.
I looked at him, I was like, can you name another quarterback that has 2 rings that he started the game for and is not in the Hall of Fame?
Right.
Not a single one.
Right.
So like, yeah, he deserves to be in there. He doesn't deserve to be first ballot. He just passed the test to get in. Now he's just got to wait his turn. Just like fucking what's his name, Champ Bailey. It took Champ Bailey like 3 or 4 years to get in, and he was fucking all-time great, probably a top 10 cornerback ever because he was fucking fantastic. Same thing with Darrelle Revis. I don't think Darrelle Revis was a first ballot either, which he probably deserved to be. He was Revis Island. That was fucking crazy. But yeah, first ballot Hall of Famers should be held for those that completely changed the game of football. Like Tom Brady, first ballot Hall of Famer. Dan Marino, first ballot Hall of Famer. Joe Montana, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Did you hear the Peyton Manning Tom Brady story?
Which one?
The year it was like I think 2000.
They practiced together for the offseason?
Yeah.
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 That one's a good one. And that's how Gronk scored 90% of his touchdowns with us.
Yeah,
Because that one play that Peyton showed him.
He's like, we took away all these kids' cell phones. And we said, if you tell anybody that you're practicing, that me and Tom Brady are practicing together, we'll kill you. And Tom's just dying.
Yeah,
He's
he talked about that on the Breaking 50 with Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah, he was on a press conference with Tom Brady, and Brady was in the chair. He's like, I told Tom Brady to keep it quiet, so he flew in on the charter jet for the New England Patriots. And I was like, that's not keeping it quiet, to a little town in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's also over the salary cap, but we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
And
it was at like some high school field too.
Yeah.
It wasn't even at like wasn't even at the University of Tennessee. It was just
some
some fucking high school town.
kind of mad. Hey, you want to go? Hey, what are you doing?
That's like him coming to like the local high school here.
Yeah.
Practice. Like what?
Yeah, just
what do you mean Tom Brady's
like-
in town?
yeah,
Wait, and Peyton?
yeah.
The fucking sheriff's in town?
What do you need, Tom? I'll do anything.
Anything you fucking want.
Yeah.
I'll snap you the ball, sir.
I also saw it was the Super Bowl between the Eagles and
Patriots.
Chiefs, and there
Had a
was
50-50 shot there, guessing.
was it what did the Chiefs not score in the first half? Was that right?
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They didn't score till the third quarter.
Yeah,
and
so
then they scored like 3 garbage time touchdowns
So-
to make it 22-44.
Yeah, so it was 5:18 to go in the third quarter. It was 27-0, and someone released the NFL recordings.
the audio of them.
and they're like talking like, "Come on, if the Patriots can do it, then so can we." And the caption was, "These motherfuckers thought they were gonna have a moment." Like these motherfuckers thought they were gonna have a Tom Brady moment, and like, dude, like. No, they were talking like they were about to make the comeback of a year. Like, come on, we can do this, boys, and shit like that. And like, you didn't. You just like
I mean, don't get me wrong. In the moment,
you have
in that
to.
game, you have to have that mindset.
Yeah.
You have to. And the only example you have to go off of is Tom motherfucking Brady.
Yeah.
You have to have that mentality. And Tom did too. And Tom had one of the greatest quotes ever. He said it's going to be one hell of a story. It was either him or Edelman. I can't remember who it was. But they're like, it's going to be one of the greatest stories ever. And then they went out there and did their fucking thing and won the goddamn bowl.
Yeah.
First overtime Super Bowl ever. 23-8.
Mm-hmm.
Or 28-3.
28. 3.
Yeah, 28-3.
Yeah, 23.
Yeah, they would have had to have. It would have been crazy because at one point it would have been. I think it was like 32-7 would have been their big comeback moment, and it still wouldn't have been greater than the Patriots one because of just the numbers. But that wasn't gonna happen.
Right.
You're not gonna shut them down, dude.
Damn.
This wasn't gonna happen. They were too. Cause that was the thing about the Falcons Super Bowl is they weren't rolling us. Like the score looked like they were rolling us, but we stopped them like every other drive. Like it wasn't like they were scoring on every fucking drive like the Eagles were.
Mm-hmm.
Like we made them punt a bunch. We made them kick field goals a bunch. It was more or less our receivers weren't catching passes. Because I remember vividly watching the Super Bowl and it being like halfway through the second, being like, dude, they're just dropping fucking passes. Because there was like 3 or 4 of them that Brady threw for like 3rd and 12s, 3rd and 10s that should have kept the drive going, but it just went right through their hand. And even Edelman dropped like 2 passes on like critical downs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the same thing that like I was having like flashbacks of like Welker in 2007, where he was just like dropping these open passes that could have went for like 25 yards, but he just kept dropping them.
Right.
And I was like, damn, it's going to be another bullshit. But yeah, we came back.
The last thing I have for sports-wise is during the podcast break between 186 and 187, the Four Nations face-off was some of the best fucking hockey we've seen, and
Great views.
great views. 10 million views for the first night.
Mm.
United States ended up winning the first game, losing against Sweden, but they rested their goalie against Sweden because they already
They already like clenched. Yeah.
in the finals. The Kachuk brothers, fucking sick.
Yeah, badass, dude. This is my first time learning about them, and they're fucking crazy.
Instead of like the All-Star break and shit like that,
Brady Kachuk led the fucking the Four Nations League or whatever you want to call it in hits.
yeah,
He had like 22 hits by the time the game was done. The next closest guy had like 12.
all 4 teams put their absolute bodies on the line.
Oh yeah, dude, it was fantastic, and like hats off to Canada. You were supposed to sweep that.
I mean, like, well,
Canada was supposed to sweep that, dude. They had arguably the best 4 players in hockey on their lines.
right,
They had the best goalie.
right.
They had all the best
they
players.
Still have they still have the most talent, but ever since the 90s, the United States said we need to come up with a program to compete on a world level. So like,
Well, yeah, but it's like hockey's Canada's fucking thing.
yes,
Like Canada losing to us in hockey in that first round would be like if they beat us at a football game.
well,
'Cause
Canada,
they have their own football league,
Right.
but it's not the fucking same as the NFL. It's not the same type of
it's a
talent.
little bit of a slower pace, but Canada is the United States for basketball on a world scale. And the
Yeah.
thing is, though, because I've been watching that new NBA documentary,
I can agree with that. It's probably more like them beating us at basketball
and
because like they do have some ballers, and you can't claim Kawhi.
they
he won
had
a championship.
They had
for
a
you,
20-year drought.
Mm.
No, they had a 24-year drought before the team made it the last gold.
Who's the best Canadian guy? Was it Steve Nash?
Well, I mean, right now you've got Kyle Van Fleet.
Van Fleet's Canadian. Okay.
You've got.
But he's not like a superstar level guy. He's
You
just
got
a
Brooks.
solid player.
No, I mean, there's not like, oh my God, that's.
There's
the
no
guy.
Steve Nashes.
Is it? There's one guy who's pretty good, though I can't think of what his name is, though. Maybe the point guard. But anyways, the new basketball documentary, the last 6 NBA
Finals.
MVPs have all not been foreign.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
It's been like Joker and Giannis.
So ever since Tony Parker got drafted by the Spurs after that World,
he was
event,
French, wasn't he?
France
Yeah.
blew up, and
Yeah.
then ever since Jokic and shit in Serbia and their whole shit, it's blown. So like right now, like Europe's coming out with some super, and we have good programs, but we're still not on the same scale as Canada
For hockey.
for hockey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Us beating them at hockey would be like if they snuck out a win in basketball. Because we have all the talent. We have the LeBron James. We have the
And
Kyrie
right now,
Irving. We have
right
the
now,
Steph
it might
Curry.
be Steph Curry and LeBron James coaching the next Olympic team.
I'd rather them play in it, but I like it. I know they're going to be old as dirt.
I'd rather
but-
have Steph Curry come off the bench for like 12
Yeah.
points in the first half and 12 points in the second half, all three.
You just put him in against whoever's second team, and he's just going to rain threes on people.
Yeah.
And that's I said that about Kobe. It might have saved his life if he didn't. But I think if a superstar like that could swallow their pride and come off the bench,
They could play for.
they could
additional
elongate
5
their
to 7
career,
years.
yeah, for maybe another decade even. Like I think Braun, with the way he's playing, he could play another 9 years if he came off the bench.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's ever going to do that because like Michael's never going to come off the bench.
Yeah.
He didn't even come off the bench when he went and played for the fucking Wizards. He was starting.
Right.
So like, I always said that about Kobe. Like when he was getting towards the end of it, like towards the end of his career, and he was like hurting, couldn't get all the minutes in, and they gave him that one farewell game where he's put up what was this, 81 points or 61 points, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like his last game, he just put up 1,000,000 points.
Yeah.
I always said that if he could just swallow his pride and become a sixth man player coach and just come off the bench and like let the guys, like the new guys come in. Like imagine Kobe coming off like now, coming off the bench to play like with Braun and Luka. Like I know Kobe would have been like fucking 57 or whatever the fuck, however fuck old he was, but would have been old as shit. But like imagine that was still like in his, like he was like 40 coming off the bench for like D'Angelo Russell and LeBron back when they were doing that thing. Like he would have been there with AD when they won that ring. Like he just would have.
Right.
Like, and he would have came off the bench and probably would have been good for 12 to 20 points off the bench every fucking time.
Yeah.
Because he's got a limited amount of minutes, and if he's playing against their second team anyways, he's gonna fucking ball on them. I think Steph Curry should do that towards the end of his career and just be like a fucking high-priced sixth man somewhere. Like imagine like next year Curry coming off the bench for the Lakers or something. Like
Right.
something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like he's just their sixth man and he comes off and just
You'd be
blows
flustered.
up
You'd be
for
like,
a
God
quarter.
damn, we need to have somebody sit back just to guard Steph Curry.
Yeah, you'd have to. That would change the six man position.
And
You'd
you're
be
not
like,
going to get
well,
exposed.
yeah.
the two
Well, when
ways.
we're playing these people, our starting point guard's going to have to play a few more minutes because their second string point guard is Steph fucking Curry.
Yeah.
But like, I think basketball is the only sport where that's like a thing, because like you can't really do that in football. In hockey, it doesn't really matter what line you're playing on; you're getting torn up anyways.
Right.
Football, you can't just like come in the second quarter and play quarterback. Like, I guess he could, but that's never been a thing.
No, I mean,
Unless there's like a quarterback controversy within the
real
organization.
substitutions are only like cornerbacks
Yeah, corners,
Linemen.
wideouts, linemen. Like the quarterback doesn't
ever.
come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Unless you're in college and it's a two-back system.
Yeah, and
And
it
those
would
are
be
hard.
it would be tough. And even I don't even think that would work for like the running back position because there's like a 36-year-old like John Taylor isn't going to come off the bench and score a bunch of touchdowns for you.
Right.
Like that's not going to happen. I think the quarterback position is the only position where that could happen, but you'd have to have like it'd have to be some really weird circumstances. Anthony Richardson could do with a premier backup quarterback because I guess he doesn't like to play the whole fucking game when
Right.
he's playing well.
Oh, yeah. Because he's like,
Yeah, that one helmet tap thing that he did to come out of that
Yeah,
one
he's
game.
like-
He was blowing up the game and he came out like was
I'm
it the
tired.
second like 2 minutes into the third?
he's like, I'm tired. And I'm like,
Yeah, he's like, I'm tired, I'm done for the day. The fuck was that?
yeah, dude, catch your breath and I don't even catch your breath. Just hand off the ball and go to the next play, you bitch.
Yeah, fucking stupid.
Right.
Yeah, didn't like that at all. Do I have anything else sports related?
That was my last sports thing.
Oh, I do have a couple more sports things. So one, this guy on TikTok was talking about how our kids, once they're like of age to like Google whatever the fuck they want to Google about sports, they're gonna look back at Lamar Jackson highlights and be like, "Oh, that's the fucking GOAT."
Mm-hmm.
Like they're gonna look back at Lamar Jackson, how our generation looks back at Barry Sanders, and like our parents were like, "Yeah, Barry was great, but Emmitt Smith was the GOAT."
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at Emmitt Smith's highlights and you're like, he's nowhere near as good as Barry was. And then we're like, yeah, well, Emmitt had the numbers. So, like, that's going to be like them looking at Lamar and us being like, no, it's Tom Brady. And then they're going to see Lamar do like a jump spin around someone and score a touchdown and like sidestep someone to get in. And we're going to be like, no, it was Tom
He was
Brady.
good, but you don't understand the game.
Yeah, you don't understand. Tom Brady won 7 rings. They're like, yeah, but look at him. He's way better than Tom. It's like, He's better at running.
Yeah. In different qualities.
Yeah. But I thought that was like a funny take on it because it is going to be hard. Like if you just look back at the highlights, like you go highlight for highlight, Tom wasn't more exciting to watch than Lamar.
No.
Lamar's way more exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Way more. Vic was more exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But like Brady was just so technical with everything and won all the rings and yeah, and I like that argument. They're going to look at him like we looked at Barry Sanders versus Emmitt Smith. Like, obviously, Emmitt Smith had a better career. Better running back?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't watch him, but I like to say Barry was that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just, it's funny. It's funny to think about. All right, so there's this guy born in the late 1800s. It was Walter Johnson. And he was the first first MLB pitcher to have his fastball clocked for like a speed.
Okay.
And he was deemed the fastest pitcher to ever live. So the way that they did it, the only place that ever caught any type of like speed like that was the military. And they would clock how fast their bullets were flying, their muskets. So he went to the Remington factory and threw his fucking fastball at their
machine,
at their thing that they had set up. And basically, what it was a they had these copper wires, these super thin like hair strand copper wires in this box. And what they would do is they would shoot their muskets through it, and once it hit one of the wires, it would start a timer. And then when it hit the backstop, it would stop the timer, and it was 10 feet. So they'd calculate the seconds it took for that, and then multiply it by whatever, and then it was however many feet per second. That's how they clock shit.
Right.
So his pitch that he threw there was 122 feet per second,
Okay.
which was insane back in the day. You know how fast that is miles per hour?
No.
82.
Wow.
Fastest pitcher alive.
Wow.
82 miles an hour.
Damn.
I never threw 82 miles an hour. I topped out at about 76 whenever I went to those like carnival things. But imagine a dude like Chapman going back to the early 1900s. Like he wouldn't have been able to play, obviously. But like if he were able to play, he wouldn't have been able to see it.
Yeah.
105 miles an hour. Like man, Nolan Ryan in 1902.
Yeah. Struck everybody out.
Nobody would have been able to see it.
Not even the catcher or umpire.
Catcher, it would have hit the catcher in the mouth a few times a game. Like he wouldn't have been able to catch that shit. 82 miles an hour is the fastest pitch of all time.
It's crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy how they clock that shit though. I guess I do have one more sports thing. There's a semi-pro football team in Amarillo Venom. You can purchase the organization for $7,000.
I had $7,000.
It's $7,000. You can just purchase the organization.
Hilarious.
And you take hold of all the land that the organization owns.
Okay.
And there's 50 employees. You have one quarterback on the roster, one wide receiver, one lineman, no linebackers, and like 3 defensive backs.
Wow.
So you'd have to like build your roster up. But they play 5 games a year. And the last time they were active, which was 2 years ago, they went 1-4.
Wow.
But yeah, so you could buy a professional football team for $7,000
If I had fuck you money,
in Amarillo, Texas. Yeah, maybe one day.
build it up.
Maybe one day.
We went 5-0.
The Amarillo Taylors. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. What else do I got on here? I guess I wrote down a bunch of sports shit. You know Dwayne Wade's pass to Braun, that crazy one where he was like this, and Braun was back there fucking yamming. You know it wasn't a lob. He didn't lob it up to him. It wasn't an alley-oop.
Right.
It was a bounce pass.
Oh.
I didn't know that. He was just on like Candace Parker's podcast, and he was talking about it. She's like, I'm just learning this now that wasn't a lob. Like everyone calls it the lob.
Yeah.
It was a bounce pass. And he's like, don't get me wrong, if I was able to lob that would have been crazy, because I would have had to like it would have been nuts. He's like, but I saw him coming, and I bounced it around the defender and knew what he was going to do with it, because 6 was coming down hot. So I just threw my hands up, because then the reason why he did it is because I guess it was in Milwaukee, I think. And he's from Milwaukee. Like that's where he went to like high school or college, whichever one it was. And they were booing him. So that's why he did the hands up. Like, are you not entertained? Like that kind of thing.
Hilarious.
Like, fuck you guys for booing me.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys don't boo me in my town. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a fucking bounce pass, and then Braun just yammed it down.
Hilarious.
And the only thing we know is the dope ass fucking picture, and everyone just assumes it was a. Huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy. I never knew. I always thought it was a noob.
I think I've seen it, but then you just forget because he's already in the
Yeah,
air.
you just assume it was an oob because he's up there,
Yeah.
like, and his hands are up, so you just assume he went.
Yeah.
Like you just assume it.
You just assume it.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Semi-sports thing. Blue Mountain State's getting a new season on Amazon Prime.
Wow. Amazon Prime now also owns the James Bond series.
Wow,
Yeah.
Bezos going off.
Solo Leveling, we just learned that the first 300 episodes of the entire series is going to be like the
Prequel,
prequel, basically the free time skip,
the epilogue.
the free time skip loopy.
Yeah. I'm all for it. I'm all for it, and honestly, it might fucking surpass One Piece. I know it's like a little bit of recency bias because I haven't seen some new Fire One Piece in a few months, but like the first 2 seasons of Solo Leveling are way better than the first 2 seasons of One Piece.
Well, yeah.
Way better. It's just moving a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like they're shoving all of it. Feels like Naruto can already control the Nine Tails, and we're 20 episodes in.
Right.
Like that would have been crazy in Naruto. It would have shortened it by fucking 150 episodes right there.
Yeah.
It's moving a lot quicker, and if they think they got another 1,000 episodes of heat, send them my way.
Right.
I'm ready for it. That might be the greatest anime ever. If they keep this amount of heat up for the next 10 years,
Drippy Woo's just gonna get more drippy.
Drippy Woo might not even be the main character, dude. Might be someone we don't even know about. Might be a Kaguya. We don't even know.
That'd be crazy.
We don't even know, dude. And we haven't even seen anything about his dad.
Not in a while.
No, like we just saw the one clip of him beating the fuck out of some Americans on a ship.
Yeah. And then he's probably escaping.
and then he came back and he was in like he was like being talked to by someone. We don't really know them either. But yeah, we haven't seen shit about him. And the only reason we know he's dad is because he said his name was fucking Jin Woo or Jin Woo Senior or whatever the fuck it was. James Woo. Whoever the fuck his dad's name is. Jimmy Woo.
Jimmy Woo, dude.
Yeah, Jimmy Woo. I like that. Yeah, anime's getting good, man.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I'm here for the culture.
Yeah.
Wasn't along for the whole ride, but I'm here for the peak.
It's getting good. One Piece, somebody said it'd be crazy if this is just Brooks saying the story. Like, Brooks just,
Because he's the only one that can't die.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I was like, that'd be crazy. The only thing that, I mean, besides the anime, the only thing I had written down for today is I'll be performing in a local Jackson, Michigan play.
Yeah, dude. You guys want to come see your boy
It's
in a play? Come on down. Tickets are $15 a pop.
It's called Puffs, the play.
Yeah, I looked it up, and I think we're gonna buy like the tickets where you can go to like any night or whatever, because they have like the you can buy the tickets for the specific night, and they have an option for like any play that's happening at Jackson. So I think we're gonna buy like 2 or 3 of those. I don't know if Chris is gonna be here for that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm having a baby. That's new news. It's a boy as of right now. It's like at 98% sure it's a boy. We're gonna go in a couple days and get the 100% rate on it. But yeah, father cut and actor Taylor.
Not actor Taylor.
Father cut and actor Taylor. That's being Taylor. Sorry.
Just doing the play to have a good time.
Yeah, is it fun?
No,
Are you having fun?
none of
dude?
it's fun.
Oh man. Yeah, the play's gonna be interesting though. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I know Joe wants to go to it. I'm gonna try to work with him and see what day he's gonna go to the play and see we can get your whole fan section in there all at once.
Let's hope not.
That's gonna happen. I'll get with Sizzle too, and we'll
He already bought front row tickets.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Can you buy specific row?
You can buy specific seats.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And
Fuck. All right, I'll do that tonight
All
then.
$15.
I'll do that tonight then.
Yeah.
Gotta get front row.
He's front row Friday.
Front row Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, Friday it is.
Yeah, that's the day he's getting front row.
All right.
Take over. I'm gonna walk and be like, I forgot what I'm supposed to say.
As soon as you walk on stage, I'm like, woo!
I know funny stories about him.
Puke!
Tell him the Craigslist story.
Tell him about the apples, bro.
Like, get that man out of here.
He's clearly hammered. Is it illegal to be drunk on campus, or is it illegal to drink on campus?
To drink when there's non-drinking events. So I
What
think
if I drink beforehand and
I think-
show up hammered?
I think they're gonna have drinks there. So yeah,
It's a drinking event.
and they have an intermission, I believe, so you can go get more drinks halfway through.
Yes.
So maybe you come Saturday.
Nah, Friday,
My
dude.
parents are coming Friday.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Are they front row too?
No.
Yes. All right, you heard it here first. Everybody round up on Friday.
LOL. Dude. Parents, I'm gonna need those tickets back.
Yeah, I think that's a pod. I don't think I got anything else.
All right, guys. Here in like 25, 30 minutes, we're going to be streaming some video games, college football,
Yep, well, college
Fortnite.
football, Fortnite, little
Ski
downhill
game.
ski game,
little pet and Cora action
little
apparently.
pet and the dog.
She doesn't even know I'm about to get up. So
Oh, the cutest thing in the world. Thor's like, all right, I'm coming. Go get him, Thor.
all right, but hey, thanks for checking us out, guys. We got 3 viewers at the end. We appreciate that. It'll be up on
Thanks for watching,
YouTube in a
guys.
couple days. Sorry, dog.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Yeah, do all that.
You don't have to, I guess.